Okay, so is it my screen visible? Yeah, so today we are going to see the introduction to cybersecurity path. So here on TryHackMe, the rooms currently in this path are, first of all, let me open it. So I will go in the learning section, and I will just open, today in this video, I will cover introduction to cybersecurity. So I will just open it. Yeah, so in this learning path, the rooms are like introduction to cybersecurity, introduction to offensive security, defensive security, careers in cyber, and introduction to offensive security. The rooms are web application security, operating system security, network security, and in introduction to defensive security, the rooms are introduction to digital forensics and security operations. Yeah, so this TryHackMe platform provides certifications and then ends on practical experience to its users to learn and test their cybersecurity knowledge and skills. So this path will help you learn and practice your hacking skills to grow your technical knowledge in cybersecurity field. This TryHackMe path will really help you in penetration testing and ethical hacking. So this learning path is of 24 hours, and 8 hands-on labs are there, and the difficulty level is easy. As you know, that cybersecurity is a huge and a vast topic, and it can be too challenging to know where to start from. So this path will give you a hands-on experience and introduction to different areas within cybersecurity, which includes like careers in cybersecurity, offensive security, where we will hack our first application, and the defensive security, where we will defend ourselves from a cyber attack in the stimulated lab, and we will explore some security topics in the industry. So at the end of this learning path, you will have the knowledge to start your journey. So after successfully completing this learning path, you will earn a certificate of completion. So to access this learning path, as you can see, this is the paid one. So we have to quickly join into TryHackMe. So I will just log in. So here we will quickly jump into the introduction to offensive security. Right. So just wait. So this is the introduction to cybersecurity, and in this we will now start with the first room, that is introduction to offensive security. So in this room, we are going to hack our first website legally in safe environment to experience how an ethical hacker, how they work, and this is the kind of introduction to people who want to get into this field. So a brief intro about offensive security. So this is often referred to as ethical hacking or penetration testing, and this is used to evaluate the security. So here we are going to use variety of tools and techniques and tactics to test the security. So let's jump into our first hacking. So that first task is that these exercises are all fake simulations. Okay, so first of all, we have to click the start machine button. So we will just click on start machine button, and once it will be loaded, you will have the access to machine. You will use the hack a fake bank application called fake bank. So yeah, so this is our attack box. With the help of this, we will hack our first website. So we will use a command line application called GoBuster to brute force fake bank's website. So I will just quickly explain what is a GoBuster. So GoBuster is a popular tool for performing directories and file enumeration and to identify hidden files. So GoBuster will take a list of potential page or directory names and tries accessing a website with each of them. If the page exists, it tells. So in the first step, we have to open a terminal in our attack box. So a terminal is also known as the command line, which allows users to interact with the computer without using a graphical user interface. So in this machine, we have to open the terminal. So this is the icon of the terminal. So what we will do is, first of all, we will open the terminal. Yeah. So, and in the step 2, we have to find hidden website pages. Most companies will have an admin portal page giving their staff access to basic admin controls for day-to-day operations. For a bank, an employee might need to transfer money to and from client accounts. So often these pages are not made private, allowing attackers to find hidden pages which they show or give access to admin controls or sensitive data. So we have to what we have to do is that we have to just type this command in our attack box. So we will just write GoBuster -u http fakebank.com, then -w word list .txt, then dir. Then we will hit enter. So the in this command above -u, this is the state of the website, this is the name of the website which we are hacking or which we are scanning, and -v tells the words to iterate through to find hidden pages. So you will see that the GoBuster scans the website with each word in the list, finding pages that exist on this site. So GoBuster will have told you pages it found in the website. So the directory name is like a bank transfer. This is the file name which is found after the scanning this http fakebank.com. So in step 3, we have to hack the bank. So you should have found a secret bank page that allows you to transfer money between accounts at the bank. So this is the file name which secretly transfers money. So type the hidden page into the fake bank website on the machine. So we have to type this file name in our web browser of a fake bank, website of fake bank. So we will just minimize this and go to our fake bank website, and here it is written that transfer of 2000 USD from the bank account 2276 to your account number is 8881. So first of all, we will just go to the URL, and there we will write it was bank transfer. So bank -transfer, and we will hit enter. So the admin portal is visible. So we have to send from which account number. So account number is 2276. So 2276, and we have to send to the account number that is 8881. So 8881, and how much amount we have to send is that we have to send 2000. So we will just write 2000 and just tap on send money button. So yeah, transfer is completed. So now what is the first question, that when you have transferred money to your account, go back to your bank account page where the answer shown on your bank balance page. So we will just refresh it. And here we will refresh it. And yeah, you can say that congratulations, you hacked the bank. The answer to the TryHackMe question is bank hack. So we will just write here bank hack. Okay, this is our answer. Yeah, so our answer is correct. So we will just move into our second question. So second question is, if you were a penetration tester or security consultant, this is an exercise you had performed for companies to test for vulnerabilities in their web applications. find hidden pages to investigate for vulnerabilities. So with this method, we can find the hidden files and pages in any website. So you don't no need to answer this question. You have just tap on completed. And in third question, it is written that terminate the machine by clicking the red terminate button at the top of the page. So we will just terminate this machine, and we will just click on the completed. And we will now move into what is offensive security. So we will understand here a little bit about what SOC analysts do, how they investigate like incident responses, and some cool tricks and tips that you need to know in order to uh, offensive security. Okay, so in short, offensive security is the process of breaking into computer systems, exploiting software bugs, and finding loopholes in applications to gain unauthorized access to them. To beat a hacker, you need to behave like a hacker, finding vulnerabilities and recommending patches before a criminal does. So, on the flip side, there is also defensive security, which is the process of protecting an organization's network and computer systems by analyzing and securing any potential digital threats. So learn more in this digital forensics room. We'll learn about this in digital forensics rooms. So in defensive cyber role, you could be investigating infected computers or devices to understand how it was hacked, tracking down cyber criminals, or monitoring infrastructure for malicious activity. So carefully read this class session and just understand it. So we will just complete it also, and we will move into careers in cybersecurity. So people often wonder how others become hackers or defenders, and this answer is quick, simple. Like break it down, learn an area of cybersecurity in which you are interested in, and regularly practice using hands-on exercises, which is also provided in this TryHackMe platform. Build a habit of learning a little bit each day on TryHackMe, and you will acquire the knowledge to get your first job in the industry. So just take a look at some people who have used TryHackMe to get their first security job. So you just go through these sections. So what careers are there? So the cyber careers room goes into more depth about the different careers in cybersecurity. However, here's a short description of a few offensive security roles. The first is penetration tester. So they are responsible for testing technology products for finding exploitable security vulnerabilities. And the next is red teamer. So they play the role of an adversary attacking an organizations and providing feedback from an enemy's perspective. And next is security engineers. So they design, monitor, and maintain security controls and networks and systems to help prevent the cyber attacks. So you just read through this above information and just continue with the next room. So we will just click on completed, and we will move into our next room. So we will just move back, and the next room which we will go through is that we have now completed this introduction to offensive security. So we will move into introduction to defensive security. So we will learn here actually what the SOC analysts do, how they investigate into incident responses, and what the tools and techniques they use to find or in order to be defensive security professionals, right? So offensive security mainly focuses on one thing, that is breaking into systems. Breaking into systems might be achieved through exploiting bugs, abusing insecure setups, and taking advantage of unenforced access control policies, among other things. Okay, so red teams and penetration testers specialize in offensive security. So defensive security is somewhat that opposite of offensive security work, as it is concerned with two main tasks. First one is prevent any intrusion from occurring, like maybe by putting firewalls in place, putting security measures. And in second point, we have detecting intrusions when they occur, right? So we want to make secure, we respond properly to these incidents. So these are called the blue teamers. and blue teamers are the part of defensive security landscape, and red teamers are the part of offensive side. Okay, so some of the tasks for defensive security includes first is user security awareness training, like training users about cyber security helps protect against various attacks and targets their systems. uh, Next is documenting and managing assets. So for example, in your organization you have 20 assets, like 20 computers, so you need to monitor, document and manage that in order to know what systems and devices we are managing, right? And and next is we need to update and patch systems so that the weaknesses or vulnerabilities is known to the user, so that they can prevent their systems earlier only. And next is uh, so for this we need to set up different kinds of preventive measures, like firewalls and intrusion prevention systems, that is known as IPS. These are the critical components to prevent or maintain security. Like firewall scans for the incoming and outgoing packets based on some predefined rules, and according to that it allows or blocks the packet to enter the system or the network. And the intrusion prevention systems, IPS, continuously monitors the network and looks for the malicious activities that are going on over the network or system, and then takes action against it to prevent it or block it. Okay, and next is setting up logging and monitoring devices. So we want to make sure that the setup is right. So we have our SIM tool, which takes all the data from all the endpoints into a centralized server, and then we can monitor and manage it. Okay, so if an unauthorized devices appears on our network, we should be able to know what is going on with our devices and network. Okay, so there is much more too many defensive security. The list goes on and on, but this is what we are going to cover in this room. That is security operations center, digital intelligence, digital forensics and incident response, and malware analysis. So our first question is, which team focuses on defensive security? As I told before only, that blue teams they mainly focuses on defensive security, whereas red teamers they focuses on offensive side of our network. So next is areas of defensive security. So we will mainly focuses into two topics, that is SOC and DFIR. So SOC stand for Security Operations Center, where we will cover threat intelligence, and in DFIR, it stands for Digital Forensics and Incident Response. We will cover malware analysis. Okay, so Security Operations Center, SOC, is responsible for monitoring, detecting, analyzing. Yeah, so SOC is responsible for monitoring, detecting, analyzing, and responding to the security incidents and threats. They mainly focuses to protect the critical assets such as data from the cyber attacks. The SOC team uses a variety of tools and technologies to monitor the infrastructure of any organization for some sign of malicious activity. When threat is detected, the SOC team investigates and responds accordingly. So some of the main areas of interest for SOC are like vulnerabilities. So vulnerabilities are basically the weaknesses which are discovered in network or systems. It is essential to fix those by installing a proper update or patch. When a fix is not available, the necessary measures should be taken in order to prevent from being attacked by the attacker from exploiting it. Although remediating vulnerabilities is of vital interest to a SOC, it is not necessary assigning to them. Okay. Next is policy violations. So we can think of a security policy as a set of rules which are required for the protection of network and systems. For example, it might be policy violation if users start uploading confidential company data to an online storage services. And next is unauthorized activity. So consider a case where our user's login name and password are stolen and the attacker uses them to log into the network. So a SOC need to detect such an event and block it as soon as possible before further damage is done. Because if the attacker log in with the user's username and password, he can steal sensitive data and important information. Okay, so we need to prevent it. So the SOC are responsible for preventing the unauthorized activities. So next is network intrusions. So no matter how good your data or your security is, there is always a chance for an intrusion. So an intrusion can occur when a user clicks on a malicious link or when an attacker exploits a public server. Either way, when an intrusion occurs, we must detect it soon as possible to prevent further damage, because if our network will be damaged, malicious files and malware must enter our network, and they can harm our systems, and they can cause damage to our systems. So security operation covers various tasks to ensure protections, and one such task is threat intelligence. Okay, so when we talk about threat intelligence, this refers to informations you gather about actual and potential enemies. A threat is basically an action that can cause harm, adversely, or effect to our system. Threat intelligence aims to gather information to help the company better prepare against potential adversaries. So the purpose would be to achieve threat-informed defenses. Different companies have different adversaries. They have different rules. There are different regulations. So some adversaries might seek to steal customer data from a mobile operator. However, other adversaries are interested in halting the production in a petroleum refinery. Example adversaries include a nation-state cyber army working for political reasons, and a ransomware group acting for financial purposes. So based on the company, we can expect adversaries. Like every company has its own like adversaries, like they have important informations which is different from other companies. Yeah, so it depends on the company. Okay, so intelligence needs data, and data has to be collected, processed, and analyzed. And data collection is done from local sources such as network logs, and public sources such as forums. So processing of data aims to arrange them into a format suitable for analysis, and the analysis phase seeks to find more information about the attackers and their motives. Moreover, it aims to create a list of recommendations and actionable steps. So learning about the adversaries allows you to know their tactics and techniques and procedures, like how they prevent their data. As a result of threat intelligence, we identify the threat actors, how they predict their activities, and sorry, we can predict their activity, like what way or what attackers can do to harm our adversaries, and consequently we will be able to mitigate their attacks and prepare a response strategy. By knowing their activity, what they are going to do in our system or network, we can prevent our system or network from being exploiting. Okay, so this was all about the threat intelligence, and next is our digital forensics and incident response. So in this section, we will cover about digital forensics, incident response, and malware analysis. So what is digital forensics? So forensics is the application of science to investigate crimes and establish facts. So digital forensics is the process of collecting, preserving, and analyzing the evidence. With the use and spread of digital systems such as computers and smartphones, a new branch of forensics was born to investigate related crimes, computer forensics, which later evolved into digital forensics. Okay, so in defense security, the focus of digital forensics shifts to analyzing evidence of an attack and other areas such as intellectual property theft, cyber espionage, and possessions of unauthorized content. So consequently, digital forensics will focus on different areas. Some of them are like file system, analyzing our digital forensics image, like a low level copy of systems storage reveals much informations, such as installed programs, created files, particular partially overwritten files, and deleted files. Okay, so next is system memory. If the attacker is running their malicious program in memory without saving it to the disk, taking a forensics image of the system memory is the best way to analyze its contents and learning about the attack. Next is system logs. Each client and server computer maintains different logs, like what they are doing overall. So about what is happening. Okay, what is happening in the system. So log files provide plenty of information about what happened on a system. Some traces will be left even if the attacker tries to clear their traces. So next is network logs. So logs of the network packets, that like what packet has been sent from our system and what yeah, so that have been transferred through our network. So this would help answer more questions about whether an attack is occurring and what it entails. Okay, and so next is incident response. So an incident usually refers to a data breach or cyber attack. However, in some cases, it can be something less critical, such as misconfiguration and intrusion attempt or policy violations. Examples of cyber attack include an attacker making our network or system inaccessible, like when an attacker attacks our machine. Our systems or network are inaccessible, changing the public websites and data breaches. So how would you respond to a cyber attack? The question is, how would you respond to a cyber attack? So incident response specifies the methodology that should be followed to handle such cases. So the aim is to reduce damage and recover in the shortest time possible, as earlier as possible. Ideally, you would develop a plan ready for incident response. So the phases which are in incident responses are like, first is preparation. So this requires a team trained, like a team is built up and they are trained to ready to handle incidents. Like ideally various measures are put in place to prevent incidents from happening in the first place. All the preparations are done in order to, like even if the attack happens, we can manage it. Okay, so all the preparations are done by the team. And next is detection and analysis. So this team has the necessary resources to detect an incident. Moreover, it is essential to further analyze and detect incident to learn about its severity. So, if, for example, if any incident has been occurred in our organization, so we will first detect it, like detect and analyze it, like what it can harm, what is the severity of that incident, what sensitive data it can take. Yeah, so second step is detection and analysis. This is also a very important step in incident response process. And next is contamination and eradication and recovery. So once an incident is detected, it is crucial to stop it from affecting our systems, eliminate it and recover the affected systems. For instance, when we notice that a system is infected with a computer virus, we would like to stop it. Like we'll stop the virus from spreading it to other systems, so that it do not harm other files and folders also. Okay, so we will isolate that folder, or we will isolate a system from our network, so that the virus cannot spread into other systems. And next is post incident activity. So after a successfully recovery, a report is produced, like what we have done in order to maintain, or sorry, what we have done in order to manage the incident response incident, what preventive steps were taken. So we will document all these steps, and the learned lessons shared to prevent similar future incidents. Like we will document it, whether document it so that no future incidents are happen in our organization. Okay, so this is the process of incident responses. So next we are going to talk about malware analysis. So malware stands for malicious software. So software refers to a programs or documents and files that you can save on a disk or send over the network. Malware includes many types, like virus, trojan, ransomware, worms, uh, spyware. So these are all the types of malware. So virus is a piece of code, part of a program which attaches itself to a program. It replicate itself. It needs human intervention to start it. So it is designed to spread from one computer to another. Moreover, it works by altering, overwriting, and deleting files. Once it infects a computer, the range results from computer being slow to usable. Okay. And next is Trojan horse. So Trojan horse is a program that shows like uh, it shows like it is a legitimate program. It comes with attached to a file, and hides behind a legitimate program. And for example, a victim might download a video player from a shady website, fault website, that gives the attacker complete control over the system. Like if the victim downloaded a video and Trojan horse came attached to it, and it can take all the access to our computer, and it can make our computer unusable. So next is ransomware. So ransomware is a malicious programs which encrypts the user's file, and encryption makes the files unreadable without knowing the encryption password, and the attackers offers the user the encryption password if the user is willing to pay a ransom. So the attacker will ask some ransom in return of their decryption key. Okay, so this is all the types of malware. So malware analysis aims to learn about such malicious programs using various means. First is static analysis, works by inspecting the malicious program without running it. Usually, this requires solid knowledge of assembly language. Next is dynamic analysis. So this works by running the malware in a controlled environment and monitoring its activities. It lets you observe how the malware behaves when running. Okay, so the first question is, what would you call a team of cyber security professionals that manage a network and its systems for malicious events? The answer is SOC. The full form is Security Operations Center. Okay, and next, what does DFIR stand for? So, as we have studied here only, it stands for Digital Forensics and Incident Response. Next is, what kind of malware requires the users to pay money to regain access to their files? So that was ransomware. Okay, so now we will move into practical example of defensive security. So what would be a typical task that you will be doing as a security analyst? So click on the view site to follow along. So we will just click on view site, and the site is this like this. So you are a part of security operations center, and you are responsible for protecting a bank. This bank stock uses a security information and event management SIEM system. So SIEM gathers security related information and events from various sources and presents them through one system. For instance, you would be notified if there is a failed login attempts or login attempt from an unexpected geographic location. Moreover, with the advent of machine learning, SIEM might detect unusual behavior, such as user logging at 3 a.m. when he usually logs in only during work hours. Okay, so in this exercise, we will interact with the SIEM to monitor the different events of our network. So you just go through this information. We will just move into our activity. So instructions given that inspect the alerts in your SIEM dashboard and find the malicious IP address from the alerts. Make a note of it and then click on the alert to proceed. And next is date is given and a message is given. So what we have to do is that we have to first of all search for the website, search for the message which is encrypted or which contains malware. Okay, so the message which is in red color is obviously it is showing malicious. Okay, so we will just click on it, and it is written that check by the IP addresses. So we will just move backward, and we will just check the IP address. So this is the IP address. The IP address is 143.110.250.149. Okay, so we will just go and paste there. Okay, or we will simply write it. So 143.110.250.149. Then we will just click on submit, and next is so there are many of open source databases out, like Cisco Talcos Intelligence, where you can perform a reputation and location check for the IP addresses. So you can also make the internet safer by reporting the malicious IP. So now that we know that this IP address is malicious, the IP which we got was malicious, we need to escalate it from the staff member. So we'll just click on next, and it is written that we shouldn't worry too much if it was failed authentication attempt, but you probably noticed the successful authentication attempt from the malicious IP addresses. So let's declare a small incident event and escalate it. There is some great staff working at the company, but you wouldn't want to escalate this to the wrong person who is not in charge of your team or department. So we have to choose to whom we will escalate this event. Okay, so we will escalate it to SOC team leader, as he is responsible for managing his team. Okay, so we'll just click on it and choose staff member. So you got the permission to block the malicious IP address, and now you can proceed and implement the block rule. Block the malicious IP address on the firewall and find out what message they have left for you. So what we will do that, we have to block the IP addresses. So the IP which was malicious, we'll just uh, write it. So this was the IP address, so block IP address. Okay, so this is the flag which we have found here. So we'll just copy it and we will just paste it. Okay, yeah. So this was all about practical example of defensive security. So we will just minimize it and we will move towards introduction to, wait. So now we will move towards careers in cybersecurity. So this is very basic and learning path of your desired passion. You just read and go through all the contents of the page and make sure you understand. Okay, so in the first introduction page, it is given that cybersecurity careers are becoming more in demand and offer high salaries. As Nowadays, the importance of cyber security, which is security, is increasing day by day. We need to protect our sensitive data and information. So cyber security is the best career which offers high salaries. So there are many different jobs within the security industries, from offensive security to defensive security. Okay, so why get a career in cyber? So they, as I said, that their salaries are high. So next is the work is exciting, and the demand is also very much high of cybersecurity analyst. Okay, so this room helps you break into cybersecurity by providing information about various cybersecurity roles, and it also links to different learning paths that you can use to start building your cyber skills. So you don't need to answer this question. So you just move into cyber analyst. So you just go through these roles which cybersecurity provides. So cybersecurity analysts are integral to constructing security measures across organizations to protect the company from attacks. Analysts explore and evaluate company networks to uncover additional actionable data and recommendations for engineers to develop preventive measures. This job role requires working with various stakeholders to gain an understanding of security requirements and the security landscape. And the responsibility of security analysts is that working with various stakeholders to analyze the cybersecurity throughout the company. Next is compile ongoing reports about the safety of network and documenting security issues and measures taken in response. And next is develop security plans incorporating research on new attack tools and trends and measures needed across teams to maintain data security. Next is our learning paths. So TryHackMe learning paths will give you both the fundamental technical knowledge and the hands-on experience. Like you have seen, like in we are side by side going doing practical also, so which is crucial to become a successful security analyst. So you just go through it. And next is security engineer. So security engineers develop and maintain security solutions using threat and vulnerabilities data, often sourced from members of the security workforce. So security engineers work across circumventing a breadth of attacks, including web applications attacks, network threats, and evolving trends and tactics. So the ultimate goal is to retain and adopt security measures to mitigate the risk of attack and data loss. And the responsibilities are like testing and screening security measures across software, monitor networks, and report to update systems and mitigate vulnerabilities. Next is identify and implement systems needed for optimal security. So you just go through it and understand it. And next is incident responder. So incident responders respond productively and efficiently to security breaches. Responsibility include creating plans, policies, and protocols for organizations to enact during the following incidents. Okay, so this is often a highly pressurized position with assessment and responses required in real time. As attacks are unfolding, incident response metrics include MTDD, MTTA, and MTTR, the mean time to detect, acknowledgement, and recover from attacks. Okay, so you can just go through these all these roles, and we'll just move towards the next room. So this room was basically of all the careers which the cybersecurity provides. Okay. So, but the cybersecurity career can be both challenging and rewarding also. Uh, there are too many jobs within the offensive security also and the defensive security also. Okay, so we have completed the introduction to cybersecurity phase, and we'll just move into the introduction to offensive security. So this room basically breaks into the cybersecurity and provides information about various cybersecurity tools and techniques. So when we frankly speak about the introduction to offensive security, so offensive security is identifying and exploiting vulnerabilities in computer systems, networks, and applications in order to find weaknesses. Offensive security includes a wide range of activities, but here we are mainly focusing over web application security, operating system security, and then network security. Okay, so we will just move into web application security. So a web application is a software applications which runs on a web browser, and it can be accessed through any of the web browsers such as Google, Firefox. The web applications are mainly designed to be accessed over the internet, and they do not require any installations on the device or system. So everyone of us uses different programs on our computers. Generally speaking, programs run on our computers using computer processing power and storage. So moreover, to use a program, we need to install it first. What if we can use any program without installations? So a web application is like a program that we can use without installation, as long as we have a modern standard web browser such as Firefox, Safari, or Chrome. Consequently, instead of installing every program you need, you need to browse the related page. The following are some examples of web applications like webmail such as Tuanota, ProtonMail, Outlook, and Gmail. Online offices suites such as Microsoft Office 365, Google Drive, Zoho Office, and many more. And when we talk about online shopping such as Amazon.com, AliExpress, and etc. Okay, so thousand more example provide a myriad of services. Other example include online banking, money transfer, weather forecast, and social media. So the idea of a web application is that it is a program running on a remote server. A server refers to a computer system running continuously to serve the clients. In case the server will run a specific type of program that can be accessed by a web browser. Okay, so we will not read all of these, just go through this afterwards. So we'll just move into the question. So the question is, what do you need to access a web application? So the answer was that to access the web application, browser is needed. Okay, so browser is needed, so the answer will be browser. Okay, and now we'll move towards the web application security risks. So this room is very short, and here is no live server involved. So in this room, we have to read and understand and learn about web application risk. It says like you want to buy an item from an online shop. Uh, here, here are some of the steps. Straightforward 5 steps to follow. Like first is log into a website, search for the product, add the product to the shopping cart, specify the shipping address, and provide the payment details. So now any of these steps here could be compromised in some way. So here they have given some information about the attack and trying to discover password or the attacker to breach the system. Okay, so If you read the text here, you can get an idea of what kind of specific ways a hacker can misuse the functionality. Okay, so we cannot cover everything, but we will present a few formal categories of OWASP top 10. So here they talk about identification and authentication failure. So now identification refers to the ability to identify a user uniquely. In contrast, authentication refers to the ability to prove that the user is whom they claims to be. The online shop must confirm the user's identity and authenticate them before they can use the system. However, this system is prone to different types of weaknesses, and some of the examples of weaknesses are given here, like allowing the attackers to use brute force, that is try many passwords, usually using automated tools to find valid credentials. So brute force is basically trying multiple passwords. Okay, so next is allowing the users to choose a weak password. A weak password is usually easy to guess. Okay. Next is storing the user's password in plain text. If the attacker manages to read the file containing the passwords, we do not want them to able to learn the stored password. Okay. Like Annie is a username. They can use password like freedom one. So broken access next is broken access control. So this is like you can you can access a particular page without login. This is then called a broken access control. Okay, so broken access control ensures that each user can only access files like documents and images, etc., related to their role or work. For example, you do not want someone in the marketing department to access like read the finance department's documents. So some examples are like failing to apply the principle of least privilege, being able to view or modify someone else's account by using its unique identifier. Next is being able to browse pages that require authentication. So for example, like let's say you are using a web application that allows you to view your personal information, such as your account balance, transaction history. You log into the application using username and user password. However, you notice that by modifying the URL in your web browser, you are able to access other users' information also. So this is an example of broken access control. And now we will move into the injection part. So an injection attack refers to a vulnerability in the web application where the user can insert malicious code as part of their input. One cause of this vulnerability is that lack of proper validation and sanitization of the user's input. And next is cryptographic failures, which occurs when a cryptographic system or algorithm is implemented incorrectly. So some of the examples are like weak key generation, poor encryption. So we will just answer the first question. The question is, you discovered that the login page allows an unlimited number of login attempts without trying to slow down the user or lock the account. What is the category of insecurity risk? So it was identification and authentication failure. Like it allows unlimited number of login attempts without trying to slow down or lock the account. Okay, so the answer will be identification and authentication failure. And the second question is, you notice that the username and password are sent in the clear text without encryption. What is the category of security risk? As I told here, this is of cryptographic failures, which where some of the examples were like a weak key generation or lack of encryption. So sometimes password can even be shown in the clear text where the attacker can use it to enter the system. Okay, so next is practical example of web application security. So this task will investigate vulnerable website that uses insecure direct object reference. Okay, so we will just click on the view site, and you just go through all these details about this task, but I will just move into instruction part. So the instruction is given like that: this inventory management system manages all the shipments related to tires. Our competitors send a group of malicious actors to sabotage our logistic. This attacker uses the account of one of the employees and mixed up the planned shipments. If the incorrect shipments are sent, production will be delayed. Okay, so what you have to do is that you will see a page showing an inventory management system. If you click on the planned shipment tab, you will discover that an attacker has managed to mix things. Like in the bike section, it is given of scooter also and motorcycle also. In scooter section, it is given of bike also and motorcycle also. And in motorcycle part, it is given of bike and scooter. So all the details are mixed up. Okay, so you will discover that they send the wrong tires to each assembly line. For instance, they assign scooter tires and motorcycle tires to bike assembly. So if it is left unfixed, all the tires will go into wrong assembly. So we will hack the system back and undo the attacker's step. So on your activity page, we can see that the activity of one user, that is Roddy, and he is the warehouse supervisor. So if we try to change in a URL page, we can, yes, we can change the URL. So if we can change user ID to like 9, for example. So somewhat it is giving data of some other employee. So if we try to, and in the first question what is asked that check the other users to discover which user account was used to make the malicious changes and revert them. Like you can try here many sequences, like 6 also, but there is no user found. Like 7, no, it is given Margaret, but no recent activity. And in 8, employee is Willie, but no recent activity. In 9 only, it was given recent activity. So what we have to do is we have to revert it, and we will get the flag. So we will revert it. Let's see the flag is given or not. So yeah, so this is the flag. The question was to capture the flag. So this is the flag. We have to just copy and paste it here, and our answer will be correct. So we'll just minimize it and move into another path. Okay, so next we will see about operating system security. So this operating system security, we will, when we talk about the operating system security, so every day we use our smartphone or laptop or almost any type of computer. We interact directly or indirectly with an operating system. Operating systems include MS Windows, Mac OS, iOS, Android, Chrome OS, and Linux. But what is an operating system? So to define an operating system, we need to visit one computer term, hardware. Okay. So computer hardware refers to all the computer parts and peripherals that you can touch with your hand. Hardware includes the screen, the keyboard, the printer, the USB, flash memory, and the desktop. As shown in the figure below, the desktop board contains many components. It in particular, a central processing unit, memory chips. Although not shown in the image below, the desktop board is usually connected to the storage devices. So these are all the hardware, and this is this RAM and ROM. So the desktop board is the main part of the computer, and all the other pieces of hardware from keyboard and mouse to screen and printer connect to it. However, hardware components by themselves are useless if you want to run your favorite programs and applications. We need an operating systems to control and drive them. Okay. So in the software, the programs and operating systems are there, and the hardware components like CPU, memory, storage, screen, keyboard, etc. are there. So the operating system is the layer sitting between the hardware and the applications, and and programs you are running. Example programs you would use daily might include a web browser such as Firefox, Safari, and Chrome, and a messaging app such as Signal, WhatsApp, and Telegram. All the programs and applications cannot run directly on the computer hardware. However, they run on the top of the operating systems. The operating systems allows these programs to access the hardware according to specific rules. Some operating systems are designed to run on laptops and personal desktops, such as Microsoft Windows 11 and macOS. Other operating systems are designed specifically for smartphones such as Android and iOS. These there are also operating systems intended for servers. Example include MS Windows Server 2022, IBM AIX, and Oracle Solaris. Finally, there are operating systems that you can use on a personal computer and server. One example is Linux. So our smartphone might be running Android or iOS, and there must be a plenty of private data, which may include private conversations, private photos, email client, password saved, and e-banking applications. And in our laptop also, there are many plenty of information like confidential files, private personal files, email programs, passwords, and copy of digital camera and smartphones. So we need to maintain the three things, that is confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So confidentiality is that you want to ensure that secret and private files and informations are only available to intended persons, which means that only the authorized users can access our files and informations. Like those who have the access of using the accessing their files, they can only access it. And next is integrity. So there must be no modification between the transferring of files in the network. And availability is that your laptop or smartphone must be available to use anytime you decided to use. Okay. So in the next task, we will discuss common attacks against these security pillars. So the question is that which of the following is not an operating system? So Thunderbird is not an operating system. So next is common examples of operating system security. So as I said, we need to maintain these three things in order to maintain the secure the informations. And in this room we will focus on three weakness targeted by malicious users, that is authentication and weakness, passwords, weak file permissions, and malicious permissions. Okay, programs. So first of all, we will just have a quick overview of authentication and weak passwords. So authentication is basically the verifying or identifying the users, whether it be a local or remote system. Authentication can be achieved through three main ways. Like first is something you know, such as passwords or pin code, and next is something you are, like your fingerprint, biometrics, and something you have, such as phone number through which you can receive an SMS message. Okay, so here are some of the examples of passwords are given. These are the most common type of passwords which are used by most of the users. Okay, so however, attackers are aware of these tendency among users. So these are some of the examples of common use passwords. So we can see 123, 1234, 12345, and etc. on the list. And directory words such as passwords, I love you, monkey, and dragon are commonly used. So words not in the direct dictionary include QWERTY, QWERTY, and 1Q2W, 3E, 4R, 5T. These seemingly complex passwords are very predictable as they follow the keyboard layout. Okay, so in the brief, if the attacker can guess the password of any of the online accounts, such as email or social media account, they will be able to gain access to your private data. Therefore, it is vital that you choose complex passwords and use different passwords with different accounts. So next is weak file permissions. So proper security dictates that principle of least privilege. In a work environment, you want any file accessible only by those who need to access it to get work done. On a personal level, if you're planning a trip with a family or friends, you might want to share all the files related to trip plan with those going on the trip only. You don't want to share such files publicly to everyone. So that's principle of least privilege, or in simpler terms, who can access what. Okay. So weak file permissions make it easy for the adversary to attack confidentiality and integrity. They can attack confidentiality as weak permissions allow them to access files they should not be able to access. Moreover, they can attack integrity as they might modify files that they should not be able to edit. So next is access to malicious programs. The last example we will consider in this case of malicious programs. Depending on the types of malicious programs, like it can attack confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Okay, so some types of malicious programs as Trojan horse give the attackers access to our systems. Consequently, the attacker would be able to read your files or even modify it. So we will not read this. We will just move into the question. So which of the following is a strong password in your opinion? I love you is a very basic password. 1Q2W. This is the most I think commonly password used, as it is the combination of our keyboard only. And next is learn more, and next is QWERTY. So this is the password which is strong. Okay, so we just wrote here and the answer was correct. Okay, so we will move into the practical example of operating system security. So in this, we will what we have to do is we will firstly start our machine and the attack box. So in our typical attack, the attacker seeks to gain access to a remote system. We can accomplish this by tricking the target into running a malicious files or by obtaining a username and a password. We will focus on the latter. After discovering a username, we will try to guess the password. Furthermore, we will try to escalate our privileges to our system administrator. This account is called root on Android, Apple and Linux systems, while on MS Windows system, this account is called administrator. So the accounts root and administrator have complete and unrestricted access to a system. So in this task, we will try to hack into a Linux system. We will assume that you have never used a Linux system before, and we will explain accordingly. So start the attack box by clicking on the blue start box attack box button at the top of the right of the room, and start the attached machine by clicking on the green start machine. So it will take a few minutes to load fully, and once they are both ready, we will use this attack box to perform hacking. So on the right side of the screen, this is our attack box. Okay, it is loading right now. This will take just 2 to 3 minutes. So we will move forward. On the attack box, start the terminal by clicking on the terminal icon shown in the above image. You will be writing all the commands you need on the terminal shown below. So we will cover the following Linux commands and explain them throughout this task. Like first is who am I? So this command is basically to know the current user of the system. And next is SSH username at the rate the IP address. So this command is used to establish a secure connection to a remote system with the IP address. Okay, and next is in this you can just replace username with the actual username and then write the IP address of the remote server which you want to connect. And ls command is used to list all of the directories of your system. Next is cat file name. So cat command is used to open the file, and history is to determine or sorry to uh, gain all the history of our terminal, like what was the last command used, like this. Okay, so we are hired to check the security of a certain company. When we visited our client's office, we noticed a sticky note with two words, Sammy and Dragon, on one of the screens. Let's see if Dragon is Sammy's password on the target machine. So from the attack box terminal, we will try to log into the Sammy's account by executing SSH command. Okay, so we'll just come into the attack box and we'll hit enter, and we'll just open the terminal, and we will try to log in into the Sammy's account by typing command SSH Sammy, wait, caps lock, SSH Sammy at the rate, and the IP is wait, just this is our IP addresses. So 10.10 155.142. Hit enter. Yes. So Sammy's password dragon. So dragon. Password will not be visible, but when the wait for just DRAGON dragon. Hit enter. Yeah, so login was successful. So here in our brief introduction to Linux, the last command that we will cover is history. So these are all the command like whoami, ls, cat file name, sh. Okay, so we will just type here ls command, ls, to view all the directories. So the directories are like country.txt, draft.md, icon.png, password.txt, and profile.jpg. So we'll not open PNG and JPG file. We will just open country.txt. So the command to open this is cat country.txt. The country is UK, and we'll just open draft.md. So cat draft.md and hit enter. And it is given like reusing password means that your password for other sites become exposed if one service is hacked. So we will now open this password.txt file. So cat password.txt. So this is the password of password Sammy and Dragon. Okay, so we will just hit enter here who am I command to know who is the user currently. So the user is Sammy. So to the list, through the history command, we will get all the commands which was lastly used. So with the history command, we will get all the commands which was used earlier. Okay, so we have learned about two other usernames that can access the attached machines. They are Johnny and Linda. So we know that both of these users have little regard for cybersecurity best practices. So we can use several ways to guess the password for these two users. So here we will list two approaches. Okay, so first of all, if you are not logged in as Sammy or any other user, you can write as Johnny to enter into the Johnny's account. But now we have we are into the Sammy's account, so we will just type su-johnny. Okay, so first of all, we'll move into the first question. So the question is, based on the top 7 passwords, let's try to find Johnny's password. What is the password for the user Johnny? So the top 7 passwords were like this were the passwords. This is the top 7 passwords. So we will be using this as a Johnny's password to guess Johnny's password. So we will just write su hyphen Johnny. Okay, then we will hit enter. Yeah, we will just hit enter, and it is asking for the password. So first of all, I will try this 1 2 3 4 5 6 password. So 1 2 3 4 5 6, hit enter. It is saying authentication failure. We will then try 1 to 9. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Sorry, we have to again type su hyphen Johnny. Hit enter, and we'll now write 1 to 9 password. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, then hit enter. But here also it is saying authentication failure. So as I know the password is abc.123, the 7th one, so I will just write that one. Okay, so su hyphen joh Johnny, and the password is abc123. So abc123. Yeah, so we have been shifted to Johnny's Johnny's account. Okay, so what was the second question? Like, so we were able to determine the password from the top 7 password. So the password was ABC 123. So the next question is like, once you are logged into the Johnny, use the command history to check the commands that Johnny has typed. So we will type the command history to check which commands Johnny has typed. So by providing the history command, these are all the commands which Johnny has checked. So we expect Johnny to have mistakenly typed the root password instead of a command. So we will just go to the root, like here it is given sudo root, and this is the password, I think, and this or this is the password. Okay, so who am I is for knowing the current username. So this is the password, this one. So we have just written here happy hack ng, and this was the correct answer. Okay, and here it is given that while logged in as Johnny, use the command -su -root to switch the user account, display the contents of the file txt. We have to again find the flag. So we will just move into su then -root, and the password was this happy hack ng. So we will just write that happy hack then ng, then hit enter. Yeah, we have been shifted to the root user. So now we have to find the flag.txt file. So we will just write the command ls to view all the directories. So this is the flag.txt. Yeah, this is the txt file. So we will just write cat flag.txt, and yep, this is our flag which was asked here. Okay, now we will move into another path. So we have completed this operating system security also, and we will move into our next learning path, that is that is network security. Okay, so when we move into the network security basically is securing our network in which our system is connected, to prevent it from from being attacked by the attackers. So computer network is a group of computers and devices connected with each other. Network security focuses on protecting the security of these devices and the links connected to them. Network security consists of different hardware and software solutions to achieve the set security goals. Hardware solutions refer to the devices you set up in your network to protect your network security. There are hardware, so you can really literally hold them. A hardware application might look something like the image below. So this is the hardware appliances. Okay, so next is examples of hardware appliances include, like first one is firewall appliances. So firewall is the network security device which allows and blocks the connection based on a predefined set of rules. It restricts what can enter and what can leave a network. Next is intrusion detection system. So an IDS detection system and network intrusion attempts. It tries to detect attackers' attempts to break into your network. And next is intrusion prevention system. So an IPS blocks detected intrusions and intrusion attempts. It aims to prevent attackers from breaking into your network. Virtual private network VPN concentrator appliances. A VPN ensures that the network traffic cannot be read or nor altered by the third party. So it builds a channel that is protected from attackers. Okay, so it protects the confidentiality and secrecy and integrity of the sent data. Okay, on the other hand, we have software security solutions like antivirus software. You install an antivirus on your computer or smartphone to detect malicious files and block them from executing. And next is host firewall. So unlike the firewall appliances, a hardware devices, a host firewall is a program that ships as a part of your system, or it is a program that installs on a system For instance, MS Windows include Windows Defender Firewall and Apple Mac OS includes an application firewall. Both are host firewalls. Okay. So next we will move into our question, like what type of firewall is Windows Defender Firewall? So here only we read that Windows Defender Firewall is type of host firewall. So the answer will be host firewall. Next is methodology. So every operation requires some form of planning to achieve success. If you are interested in wildlife photography, you cannot just grab a camera and head to the jungle unless you don't care about the outcome. For a safe and successful wildlife photography tour, you would need to learn more about the animals. You need to learn more about the shoot, how to use camera. So this includes the habits of the animals and the dangers to avoid. The same would apply to military operations against a target or breaking into a target network. So the steps, or we can say breaking into a target network, includes 7 steps. The first one is recon. It is also known as reconnaissance. So this refers to actively gathering all the information data from various sources, such as type of servers, operating systems, IP addresses, name of servers, users, and email addresses. Okay. So next is weaponization. So this step refers to preparing a file with a malicious component, like adding malwares, for example, to provide the attackers with remote access. Next is delivery. Delivery means delivering the weaponized file, the file which we have created, adding malwares. So we need to deliver it to the target through our feasible method, such as email or USB flash drive memory. And next is exploitation. So when the user opens the malicious file, and their system executes the malicious component. Next is installation part. So the previous step should install the malware on the target system. Next is command and control. So the successful installation of the malware provides the attacker with a command and control ability over the targeted system. Next is actions. So after gaining control over one target system, the attacker has achieved their objectives. So now the data exfiltration is done, like stealing of target's data. So the first question is right. During which step of the cyber kill chain does the attacker gather information about the target? So the gathering information is on the reconnaissance phase. Okay, so the answer will be recon. And next we shall move towards the practical. So it is said that start the attack box by clicking the blue start box. So we will just start the attack box and this machine also. And once they are both ready, you should be able to use the attack box, which uses the right half of the screen. Okay, so one on the attack box, start the terminal by clicking on the terminal icon shown in the above image. You will be writing all the commands you need on the terminal shown below. So the first step of our attack is recon. We can speed up our reconnaissance activities using different tools that gather information about the various aspects related to target. For simplicity, we will use a single tool in this task. Nmap is a tool and network mapper. So this scans the network and discover running machines and any programs running on them that are visible to the outside world. Okay, so we will just wait for some minutes to let the attack box start. So we will run the nmap into our attack machine. Okay, so the IP address is in which we will run is 1010.216.165. Okay, so we will perform some hacking over this IP address. So what we have to do is we just discovered these three services running. After running the nmap command, we will get some services which will be running, like FTP server, SSH server, HTTP server. Okay, so we have to notice the nmap reports on whether the host is based on whether it receives any response from it, or it is only blocked. This is useful to know when no ports are open or accessible. So we will get some of the open ports in which we will try to enter, okay, with the help of SSH. Okay, So yeah, our attack box has been started. So we will just open the terminal. The terminal is opened. So I hit enter. And what we have to do is nmap, then the IP. So the IP was 10.10.216 and 165. I will hit enter. So nmap has started, and yeah, we have got like TCP, sorry, FTP, SSH, and HTTP server are open. So we will enter into the FTP server first to investigate, to gather information. So the command is FTP and then the IP address. So 10.10.216.165. Hit enter. So it is asking for the name of the user. So they have told that we can try for the anonymous login. So you just write anonymous. If it takes, it is good, but if it doesn't take, we'll try to move into another method. So hit enter. Yeah, so that the login was successful. Now in FTP, we are inside the FTP. So we will just type the ls command to find if what are the directories they are in the FTP. So there are like 268.txt, 268.epub, then this text command, and here is also a secret.txt file. So we'll just try to open it. So we'll just cat secret.txt and hit enter. Oh, sorry, this is a directory. So we will just move with the get command. So get secret.txt, then hit enter. The transfer has been completed. So we will just exit from this terminal. So exit. Okay. So looking at the files, we notice 6 files, that is txt. This were the files. Okay. After we download the file called secret.txt, with the FTP command get secret.txt, and we exit from this terminal, and let's display the content of the file secret.txt. So what we will do that first of all, we will just check whether the secret.txt file has been downloaded or not. So we will type command ls, and we'll see, yeah, this is the secret.txt file which we are looking. So we'll just open it. So cat secret.txt and hit enter. So this is the password. Okay, password which was in the secret.txt file. So what we will do now is that we will try to log into the SSH server. So SSH, then root. We will try to access the root account. So root @ then IP. So 10.10.216.165. Then hit enter. Yes. And password is asking. So this is the password. So we'll just copy it. Wait. Copy and then paste. Yeah. So login has been successfully done. And now what we have to do is, after logging in as root, we will just type the command pwd to look for the current working directory. So pwd. So we are in the root user. So, and now we'll just type the command ls to find the flag.txt. Okay, so this is the flag.txt, and we'll use the cat flag command to open the flag.txt. So flag.txt and hit enter. So this is the flag. Okay, and next is so the question was that what was the secret password for the secret file. So this was the password, abc. This was the password. So I just wrote here. And what was the content of the flag.txt? So the flag.txt was having this flag. Okay, so I wrote here. And now what we have to do is we will just move into the home directory. So cd / home, hit enter, and now we will run ls in the home. So ls, and we got FTP secure librarian and strategies. So I will open FTP secure. So cd, it is a directory. So cd FTP secure, nothing is there. Sorry, ls command, but nothing is there. Okay, so we will just come out with the cd dot dot, and now we will just move into the librarian directory. So cd librarian and hit enter, and ls. So this, there is a file name flag.txt. So we'll just open it. So cat flag.txt, hit enter. This is the file, flag, which is asked in the third question. So yeah, we have done this also. So I will just close this and move into next path. So the next path is introduction to defensive security. Okay, so we'll move into introduction to digital forensics. So let it open. We'll see the introduction part. So the introduction part, in this introduction part, the digital forensics involves the investigation, analysis, and recovery of digital information from electronic devices and computer networks. This involves collecting, analyzing, and preserving digital evidences. So a few questions arises like that: how should the police collect digital evidences such as smartphones and laptops? What are the procedures they follow? How to transfer the digital evidences? How to analyze the collected digital evidences? Okay, so uh, digital forensics is used in two types of investigation: public sector investigation and private sector. You just go through this, and the first question is: consider the decks in the photo above. In this addition to smartphone, uh, camera, and SD card, what is interesting for digital forensics? So the answer is laptop, because what we can do with the paper and pen. Okay, so the answer is laptop. Next is we will move into digital forensics process. So this process, the process is basically acquiring the evidence. First of all, collect the digital evidence, the evidences such as laptops, storage devices, and digital cameras. And next question is, next is establish a chain of custody. So that this process, uh, chain of custody is the process which documents all the history of custody, like transfer, analysis. This starts when evidence is first collected and ends when the evidence is presented in the court. The main purpose to ensure evidence has not been tampered or altered. Okay, next is place the evidence in a secure container. We should always maintain the smartphones in the Faraday bag during the investigation. And next is transport the evidence to a digital forensic lab to investigate. Okay, so these are all the terms which are in digital forensics. You just go through it afterwards. I will just move into the question. So it is essential to keep track of who is handling it and any point in time to ensure that evidence is admissible in the court of law. What is the name of documentation process? So as I said that the process which documents all the history is chain of custody. So the answer will be chain of custody, and hit enter. Yeah, so the answer was correct. And next we will move into the practical phase. So in the practical phase, what we will do is we will just start the attack box, and you can download the task file also, but it is already there in their attack machine. So I will not download it. If we were using our own Kali machine, you can download this task file. So everything we do on our digital devices, from smartphones to computers, leave traces. Let's see how we can use this in the subsequent investigation. So our cat Gado has been kidnapped. The kidnapper has sent us a document with their request in MS Word document format. We have converted the document to PDF format, the extracted PDF format, the extracted the image from the MS Word file for your convenience. You can download the attached file to your local machine for inspection. However, for your convenience, we have added the files to the attack box. To follow along, open the terminal on the attack box, then go to the directory. This is the directory as shown below. In the following terminal output, we change the directory containing the case file. So once it is opened, we will just move into this directory. Okay. So let's move further. It is written that when you create a txt file, some metadata gets saved by the operating system, such as file creation date and last modification date. However, most information gets kept within the file's metadata when you use a more advanced editor such as MS Word. There are various ways to read the file's metadata. You might open them within their official viewer editor or use a suitable forensics tool. Um, Note that exporting the file to other formats such as PDF would maintain most of the metadata of the original document, depending on the PDF writer used. So let's see what we can learn from the PDF file. So we can try to read the metadata using the program PDF Info. PDF Info is a tool to read the metadata of the PDF file. So PDF Info displays various metadata related to a PDF file, such as title, subject, author, creator, and creation date. Already, so the attack box has PDF info installed. So, however, we need not to install it. So, what we will do is, first of all, we will just open up the terminal and move into this folder. So, cd slash root slash rooms slash intro digital forensics. Okay, hit enter. We are inside this file. Okay, now we will just type ls command to see what are the files and folders. So we will this is the ransom letter.pdf is a PDF which we want to extract data from with the help of PDF info. So PDF info, then name of this file, that is ransom letter. So ransom letter dot pdf, then hit enter. So we have got these information like title, subject, author. Okay, so the first question was like, who is the author of the attached PDF file? So author is Anne Gree Shepherd. So we will write Anne Gree Shepherd. Hit enter. Is correct. And extract the exif data from this image, that is letter image.jpg. So the tool is like exif tool. So exif tool, wait, exif tool, then the name, the image name. So letter dot image.jpg. Okay, then hit enter. We have received all the details about the image. So the next question is, what is the name of the street? So when you will see, yeah, this is the GPS position. So when you search this in the Google Maps, you can get the GPS location. Okay, so the that was Milk Street. And next is, what is the model name of the camera used to take this photo? So we will just search for the camera name. So here all the details are given, like creator tool, everything is given. Okay, so wait, we have to find, yeah, this is Canon EOS.RSC camera model name. This was our question. Okay, so now we will just terminate this because we have completed this also. So now we will move into another path, that is into introduction to defensive security operations, SOC. Okay, so what we have to do is here that like we'll learn about what SOC is, what SOC analysts do, how they investigate the incident, everything will learn. Okay, so you just go through these all information. So we will just move into the question. So what does the SOC stand for? So SOC stand for the uh, Security Operation Center. Okay, so we will just write Security Operation Center. Operation spelling. Then hit enter. Now, how many hours a day that the SOC monitor the network? So here it is written that 24 hours a day the SOC monitors our network. So 24. Then hit enter. Now we will move into elements of security operations. So you just go through it and we will just move into the our question. So what does NSM stand for? So NSM stand for Network Security Monitoring. Okay, so we will just write copy and then wait, we will just copy it and we'll just paste it here and submit. Yeah, so the answer was correct. So now the practical. So we will just go into view side. It is given that I will just move into the task. So the website at 203.0.0.110.1 is under attack. Quickly add some firewalls rules to stop the server from crashing. So the packets in red are from the attacker's machine. Start simulations. So the source IP is this 98. This one we have to block. So this is the IP address and destination is this one. So and the port is 80. Now add rule. Yeah, so only the green color is going to the destination port and the red is blocking. So we have successfully saved the server. So this is our flag. So we will just write it here like TryHackMe attack blocked. Okay, great. So we have completed our today's session